I must say I'm really excited about my new book. It's available for the first time today. It's called the Lose Your Belly Diet, Change Your Gut, Change Your Life. And I truly am excited about it. Why? Because, and you two have heard me talk about this so much, it's a revolutionary way to think about how we're eating and also how we're living. And what's really cool about it is for so long we've blamed ourselves. Let's say we can't seem to get the weight off or we just can't feel better. So that's why in the book I focus on something that we've been overlooking, and that's the huge role our gut bacteria play when it comes to our weight and our health. So why does it matter? We have 100 trillion gut bacteria living within us. That weighs anywhere between 2 and 6 pounds. So even though a bacteria in and of itself, you can't see it, think about it, 2 to 6 pounds. That's a lot of living in your gut. And so that's why in the book I talk about you change your gut, you can change your life. And we're now learning about how this plays such a huge role in not only obesity potentially, but immune disorders, autoimmune conditions, and maybe even more as science evolves.
2 questions. So, how do we maintain a healthy gut in terms of the bacteria? Number 2, if we let it go, let's say, and some of us are carrying more in our bellies than we want to, and we want to get rid of that, how do we approach it?
Well, the biggest thing is this, and this is a blessing. There was one study done, okay, and it looked at 2 groups. In one group, they were put on a really solid high-fiber diet. The other group, low-fiber diet. And so after 3 to 4 days of that, Drew, the people who were on the high-fiber diet started to see positive changes, not only in the number of good gut bacteria, but also the diversity of them. Interestingly, the people who are on a low-fiber diet, which is what a lot of us eat, over the course of time, their gut bacteria, the ones that became more predominant, are the ones that are associated with inflammation in the bowel. And so it's fascinating how quickly you can make changes to your gut, and that was one of the encouraging things in my studies on this. So much so that I actually, in the midst of writing my book this summer, I started to doodle, and I drew what I call my little buddy. I put this on my fridge to remind me every time I'm eating. I'm not just eating.
That's your little buddy.
Great level right there.
For those guys as well.
What's up, little buddy?
That's a happy bacterium.
So what are the main points of the Lose Your Belly diet?
Well, so let's just use a quick example. When it comes to you want to increase your fiber intake, and some of the simple ways to do that, plant-based protein and fiber is so good for you. So let's say you're making a chili, and I have recipes for this in the book, but cutting out or replacing some of the meat with lentils and beans, great way to get fiber and protein. When it comes to fruit, I talk about superstar fruits. High fiber fruits, interestingly, things like raspberries and blackberries, they're so much higher in fiber, which is great for someone who's looking to boost not only their fiber intake, but lower some of their sugar intake. And then also little things like you're making a sandwich. If you swap out mayo and use hummus instead, you're getting that protein and fiber without really changing that much in terms of the types of foods you're enjoying. But I would say the biggest thing is this. You can eat these foods and feel full and actually lose weight and feel better. And it's pretty remarkable because, again, most of the time we think, oh, I'm going to go on a diet, and you just stop. What do? You stop eating.
That's such an important point because you make the right choices about food, you're going to fill up quicker, and you're going to be eating more of the right things and less of the
And there's so much data that restriction diets never work in the long term. People always seem to relapse when they've just been on a diet where they've cut calories really starkly, but then as soon as they go back to the regular habits, they put the weight right back on.
It's so true. And you know, look, there are other things in the book which incidentally can affect your health and your weight. Excessive use of antibiotics, some of the products we use in our homes, ironically, can destroy your gut microbiome. And so a lot of little things that I used to do day to day, I've changed as well. It's really a cool, interesting topic. We're learning so much more about it. If you want to learn more about this topic in particular, and certainly the Lose Your Belly diet, change your gut, change your life, head to our website, thedoctorstv.com. Coming up, we're going to talk with some guests who've been on the diet for the past couple of months. And yeah, some of them have lost weight, but what I'm really excited about is to share how much better they feel.